Now, this is a wrap-up lecture for week 3, and we're just going to be looking at one program here, which is the minutes to hours and minutes program. It's not actually too bad, but we'll just go through it and see it. So, you're asked to write a program that asks the user for any, so that should say for any number of minutes, and then changes this to the form of hours and minutes. Okay, so in other words, if we type in 90 minutes, that will come out as 1 hour and 30 minutes. So, I'm just going to pause for while I write the body of the program here for you. Now, so we're asked to ask the user for a number of minutes. Now that means we can get away with asking for an integer number of minutes. We don't really have to ask for a number of minutes with a floating point. So I'm going to just put an int for that, and I'm going to call it minutes. Now our answer has to be in hours and minutes, so I'm going to say int hours, and I don't need to make another one for minutes because I already have one, so I'm going to reuse that when it comes to it. So I have to write printf please enter a number of minutes, and scanf and we're going to put that into minutes. Now, what I can do is, no matter how many minutes I get, let's say I get 90, like in the example, I can divide that by 60. And because it's an integer divide in both cases, we've an integer on the top and an integer on the bottom, that will tell me how many times 60 goes in cleanly, in other words, without a decimal place. So I can say hours is assigned minutes divided by 60. So even if I only input 30 minutes in the first place, 60 will not divide evenly into 30, so it'll come out as 0 hours. And then I can re-update minutes. I can say minutes, N-U-T-E-S, is assigned minutes modulus or remainder 60, and that will give me whatever's left over after dividing by 60, so that that number will always be smaller than 60 in the long run. Finally, I'll do a printf. I'll say %d hours and %d minutes. And we'll give that a run. I'll have to save it. Okay, so I'm going to try the example that we gave, 90, and it comes out completely wrong, as you can see, so I've obviously made some mistake here. And I have indeed. That's a first year mistake, I'd have said. I didn't actually put in the variables that are actually going to go into this one and this one, so I'm going to change that now. So what goes in for hours? Well, the hours variable obviously, and for minutes. And now, give that a go. So enter a number of minutes, 90. And we see that comes out as 1 hours and 30 minutes. Now obviously it comes out as 1 hours and 30 minutes, which isn't necessarily best. You should probably change that to something like this, so that it's clear there's either hour or hours. There are, of course, you could put in if statements and all sorts of things to get yourself around that problem. We won't go into that detail on it. So we'll just run it again. This time I'll do something like 240. You can see that's come out as 4 hours and no minutes. I can do something less than 60. I can do 52. That'll come out as 0 hours and 52 minutes, and so on. So it all works fine from that point of view. So that's how you write that program. Relatively simple. Again, it's using this divide and this remainder, which is a very powerful technique, and you'll see that it pops up to solve a huge amount of problems within the programs that we're doing. So always keep an eye out for using either the integer divide or the integer modulus or remainder. Can that solve a problem for you? it's one very quick way of solving an awful lot of problems. Okay, so that's it for the wrap-up lecture on week 3.